Welcome to Synagogues of Virginia Part 4. In this episode we start out checking out a Jewish house of worship in Leesburg. This is a city with about 47,000 residents. We're looking at conservative congregation Sharei Shalom, which in English means Gates of Peace. Shabbat services are held on Friday evenings and Saturday mornings. The rabbi is David Greenspoon. We shift over to Lynchburg with a population of about 78,000. And here is an overhead shot of Reform Temple Agudath Shalom. The congregation started out in 1897, and for a while it had two concurrent services, one in the Orthodox and one in the conservative tradition, but both supervised by the same spiritual leader. The congregation switched to the Reform affiliation by the majority of one vote in the early 1960s. The congregation moved to the campus shown here in 1957. Rabbi Niman has been its spiritual leader since 2014. Shabbat services are held on Friday evenings, and on Saturday mornings there is a Torah study. There was an Orthodox synagogue in Newport News called Adath Yeshurun. This was its building, but it was demolished in 2016. It vacated the building in 2009 and subsequently met with diminished numbers at the local JCC building. It's not clear whether they still meet at a member's residence or whether they have now totally disbanded. But there is Reform Temple Sinai in Newport News. It was founded in 1955. Severin Sokol is the rabbi. Shabbat services are usually held on a Friday evening, but there is one monthly Saturday morning service. When the Saturday morning service is in play, there is no Friday evening service, and not all services are conducted by Rabbi Sokol. Although its building was erected in 1955, it has been added to the Virginia Historic Register and the National Register of Historic Places, possibly because of architectural significance and for ethnic heritage because it also has a museum within the building. Let's switch our attention to Portsmouth, which has about 96,000 residents. Speaking of museums, the red brick synagogue building shown here is now a museum and is called Chevra Tehillim. The building was erected around 1920. It became a Jewish cultural center and museum in 2008. It stopped being a synagogue in 1985 and basically became an abandoned building subject to vagrants and nature. So a nonprofit group was organized to restore it to how it looked when it was still a synagogue. Our final stop on this tour keeps us in Portsmouth, looking at another abandoned synagogue building. This was Reform Temple Sinai, which had been founded in 1953. The congregation merged in 2012 with Norfolk, Virginia's Ohev Shalom Temple. This concludes our tour of selected synagogues in Virginia. There are still many more to be checked out, so bye for now and see you real soon.